If you're one of my paper crafters that loves to create one-of-a-kind flowers, join me and we'll learn the top tips to creating beautiful dimensional zinnias from the Summer's Garden collection. So join me and we'll have a lot of fun learning those techniques together. To get started, we're using the zinnias. You can use the large garden zinnia and the small garden zinnia, and those have the coordinating stamps and dies. So you get 3 different sizes in the small zinnia along with a leaf, and then the large garden zinnia has the largest flower and 3 small ones along with the large leaf. So with this one, I stamped it in the vibrant fuchsia, and then to go back and color it, I used a little bit of the sunflower archival ink to just go into the center of those petals, and I did a little bit of a two-tone coloring technique with this. So then I went back, added a little bit of the vibrant fuchsia, and you can add as much or as little color as you like, but if you wanted to have kind of that fun variation of color, the vibrant fuchsia just kind of adds a little bit of blend in there. And then I went back and finished it up with the cactus flower. And that is a little bit darker than the actual vibrant fuchsia, so you'll want to be pretty careful if you use that one. So you'll have different looks on different petals just depending on how much color and how much pressure you put in. And once you're finished coloring that, you're ready to shape those flowers. To shape these flowers, we're going to put it in a mold. Now, when you first see this, you might be like, oh my goodness, these flowers are so beautiful. They look like they would be difficult to shape. If you follow these simple steps, you'll be like, oh my goodness, anybody can do this. So you'll just lay these in. You could fill up this entire plate, spray a little bit of water over it, put the top plate of the mold in. If you're not sure if your die cutting machine you have works with your molds, make sure that you just check out the mold compatibility list. So I'm going to send this through, and while that's going through and pressing that for you, so whether you're an advanced crafter or a beginner, you'll get the same beautiful look every single time. So we will do a little bit of extra shaping in the middle flower, but the outside flowers just pretty much have their own shaping done for you. So we'll bring this out. And before we start assembling that, there is one specific technique that I'll do to the smallest flower. Now, a lot of these flowers, you'll see that we did 4 or 5 layers. You could do a teeny tiny one in the center of the largest one if you wanted to. But today I'm going to do 4 layers. So if you do 4 layers, you'll use 2 of the largest size you choose, and then you'll use the second size down, and then you'll use 1 more size. Before we start assembling, we're just going to go back and we're going to use the Gulf shaping tool, and we're going to wrap this petal around the Gulf shaping tool, and you'll do that to each petal. Oops. You'll do that to each petal until all those petals are just a little bit tighter, and you'll just basically pull that around. And once that's completed, you'll have a flower that will cluster like this when we're ready to assemble it. Now, if you wanted to, you could go back with that gulfing tool and you could pull some of those petals up a little bit further. That's totally optional. You don't have to do that, but that is just basically grabbing every other petal and just pulling some of those up. I don't do that to the base petal, and then you'll go back and you can punch a hole in the center if you're going to pop a stamen in. If you're not, you don't have to do that. In this case, we're not going to do a stamen today. To start layering these together, I like to put a large puddle of glue on my largest flower, and you'll want to kind of just clump that glue up. And once that's done, I like to just gently lay my next flower on top. Now, if you're doing this at home, you might want to just let that dry a little bit, because if you have a little bit of a higher glue, it will separate the petals a little bit more in here, and it will give you a little bit more dimension in between those petals and make it look more realistic. Now you don't have to do that. That's just personally what we like to do. Once that's kind of set, you can go back. You can add the second layer. If you just continue on going without letting it really dry, just want to make sure you don't put too much pressure in the center. So we're adding the second size, which is the third layer, and we're just going to gently put that in. And once that's dry, we're going to go back and we're going to pull some of those petals together. So for this last one, you can really pull this one up and you can clump this together. So I'll do this one a little bit differently. I'll hold that together and then I'll add just a light layer of glue on the bottom of this one and a little bit around the edges so that holds it together. So even though this one, what I really like about it is the mold does most of the shaping for you. And so you'll have that all pulled up. And then we'll just give that a little bit of time to dry. And while that's drying, we're just going to look at a little bit more samples. I'm going to lay this aside and we're going to bring up some card samples. Once that's dry, I'm going to come back and fluff that up and show you how that will look in the end. Here's some samples of the flowers on the finished card. So here you have just a couple clusters. So based on how you shape those and put those together, they just pair very beautifully. Here you have the flowers more open on a shaped card. And you'll want to notice the leaves too pair very beautifully. They shape amazingly. You can add the stems to the flowers. Most of the flowers that go on cards, we don't. The ones that you see here today, we just glued a wire to the bottom, wrapped some paper around it, and added the leaves to it. So if you wanted to do a bouquet, you could totally do that. Now, once your flower looks like this, you might be like, oh my gosh, Emmylou, it doesn't look like it's turning out. It will. Once that glue is set, that's when you can maneuver it a little bit more. So you can go ahead and you can open this center to the amount that you want to have it open, and that allows you to put some frills or a flower stamen in the center. And then you can go back and you can just use your stamen or your golf shaping tool to pull those petals further up if you want, or you can also use your fingers. Now, I would highly recommend just using the golf shaping tool to do that so that you're not using your finger and accidentally pressing that flower weird ways. So that is a way to just kind of pop those petals up a little bit more once that is all dry. And you can even push the bottom a little bit and you'll see that that turns out really, really beautifully. Now you could always have this layer a little bit more open and add a small yellow center if you wanted to, but I'm just going to go ahead and add a drop of hot glue in there, and then you can lay that flat and add some frills to the center, and that will add a nice bunch of frills in the middle. So you can just go ahead, just dump that in the middle. You can flip that right back into your jar, and once everything's dry, you can continue to push up those petals and just have some fun with that. So that is the way to create those. I'm going to lay this one aside, and then we're going to go back and look at some more card samples. So you'll see different ways that they're shaped just based on how you layered and how you pull those together. Here are some more with just the same sizes layered together. Here are some more of the purple ones. Here we have some where you can see the ladybugs a little bit better. I love how those turned out. And then here's one in a really beautiful color as well. Love how that looks, how those are shaped. If you wanted to flick the petals back a little bit more after it's dry, you can also do that too. So there are some ways that you can, even pull those petals up and back. So have some fun playing with that and recreating your own one-of-a-kind ones. I wanted to pull this out, show you this one up close as well, so you can do some bright yellows and pinks. And just have some fun recreating those. Now before I go, within this collection we have the large and small Zinnia stamp, dies, and molds, but the paper collection is really what pairs those flowers together once you have created those. So it has a very nice summer's palette with beautiful scenes and backgrounds to add those flowers to when you have those completed. Have fun creating your own one-of-a-kind zinnias and experimenting with those various color combinations to create those beautiful florals. If you don't have the zinnias from the Summer's Garden collection, make sure to get yours ordered today. I've added the links below for quick and easy ordering. Thank you so much for joining me today. We will see you next time. Bye.